Welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth, where we cut the BS and give you the truth all about sports. Once again, I am Bryce Oden, host of Bryce Davis.
What's good?
We are officially here.
Yep.
The NBA Finals. The matchup is set. We got the Indiana Pacers.
Yep.
Got the Oklahoma City Thunder. The battle of the Midwest squad.
Yep.
It's a Midwest thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to think of the last time there was a Midwest Finals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe it would have to be one of the Chicago, like
Chicago.
But no,
no.
Because Chicago, LA, no.
No, the
Chicago,
close.
Portland, no.
No.
Chicago,
Phoenix,
no. Chicago,
Jazz, no.
You know what I'm saying? That might be the closest, but that's West.
Yeah,
Utah's
still West, yeah.
Seattle's still West. It's hard to get that because most of the Midwest teams are East.
The Midwest teams are East. Like the only Midwest teams we've got are Chicago, Indiana, Milwaukee, and Memphis.
Well, as far as I'm talking on getting a Western.
Oh
team
yeah,
involved.
yeah.
Most of the Midwest teams, like you just noted, are Eastern.
Yeah,
Conference
three are Eastern Conference.
You know
one is Western. Yeah,
and so it's like
and one didn't become a Midwest team till late '90s.
Who?
The Grizzlies.
Well, Vancouver's West.
Right,
Memphis is early 2000s.
But I said they didn't become a Midwest team
early 2000s
until early 2000s.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of cool that it's taking place kind of right
here.
Right, kind of in this area. So, but let's get into it.
Yep.
Right. Obviously, they're both led by guards.
Yep.
You know, Thunder led by the MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the Pacers are led by Tyrese Haliburton.
The not Eastern Conference Finals champion, even though he thought he was.
I feel bad. Damn, he probably had his speech prepared and everything. Give me your thoughts on this upcoming series.
Yeah, I am excited for this series. I do think whoever it's going to be, I think we'll get a good game either way. I don't think, hopefully, this will be interesting to see if the pace that Indiana has can disrupt OKC's defense, because that's got to be their goal, is to disrupt that OKC defense, get them in rotation, get them kind of guessing on where everybody is, and that will give them their shot. What about you?
Well, kind of piggyback off that, I think their best offense against OKC's defense, like you said, is the transition, meaning you don't really have a chance to set up your defense.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think if Oklahoma City gets a chance to get them in half-court game, then
it's a wrap.
Oklahoma City has shown that you're not going to be able to score on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot more difficult. But if you're Indiana, like, if you can turn and get the ball over and just even at the main back, just run and just kind of get them ahead and get them off balance, that is your best shot. I just think that with a guy like Shai, you're not going to speed him up or slow him down.
No.
He's going to go at his pace.
Yep.
And I think that if you're Oklahoma City, that's the game you kind of want to play. They young. They can run now.
Yeah, they're all under 30.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they can, if you want to push it, you can push it. But I think that if you're Oklahoma City, you want to be able to just kind of like dictate and let your guys settle in. But I also think that the issues that have plagued New York, to me, won't plague Oklahoma City.
No.
Oklahoma City don't. They got depth too.
Yep.
You want to play 8-9 people? We can do that.
Yeah, we'll play 10.
You know what I'm saying? Want to play bigs? We got bigs.
Yep.
We got wings for days.
Yep.
Like we can kind of do
what you do.
Whatever you want to do, we can do.
Yep.
Right? We're not really worried about hiding a guy on defense. We can switch everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And if we really want to get mean, we send Caruso on anybody.
Right. Sick him. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Get him.
Right. That's another thing I'm curious about is the level of physicality. I'm curious to see what the refs will allow.
Yeah.
Right? Because if they allow, Dort and Williams and Wallace and
the Oklahoma City
and
muggers.
Caruso to kind of like get all up in their jersey.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long day at the office for
Indiana.
Yeah. But if it's going to be a lot of like blowing on the whistle and all that, it's
Indiana got a better shot.
You got a better shot.
Yeah.
Right? And the key thing about that is I wonder if the league knows that as well.
Yeah.
I don't wonder if the league goes, look, man, Oklahoma City is the better team.
Yep.
They can kind of play any style. But Indiana, in order for this series to kind of work, we kind of need to be a little bit tighter on the whistle.
Yeah.
So that way we can get a more loose game to get the results we want.
Yeah.
Because the thing about this series is, I think that it'll start off slow, meaning ratings wise. I think people won't be as excited to do it because there's two teams that are in small markets.
Yep.
Which means that in order for you to build, every game has to be close.
Yeah.
Meaning word of mouth. Meaning, hey y'all, these first 3 games been nip and tuck.
Yeah.
You might want to check in on this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So by the time we get to like the late games,
but by 4, 5, 6,
you know
maybe 7,
then people are tuned in because we getting a great product.
Yeah.
Right. But I think initially it will be kind of like oh no, man, let's see what everybody else think about this first.
I think the worst thing that could happen would be a sweep either way.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's the worst case scenario for this playoffs is if it feels inevitable. Nobody likes that. And if what you said is if we get those first 3 games where it doesn't feel like somebody's got the edge, people will definitely tune in.
Right. But it also there still needs to be like a split though. Like because the Lakers and Heat were kind of close, but the ratings were trash because people still thought no matter what the Lakers were going to win, which ended up happening. So even if the games are close, I do need the outcomes to be flipped. I need to I need to be 2-1 Oklahoma City or 2-1 Indiana or 2.
Yeah.
You know, I mean I need to be that nip and tuck. You can't just be close games, but we still swept you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because who cares?
Yeah.
About
Brooklyn versus the Celtics.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it just needs to be. It needs to be kind of like tight knit. But I'm curious to see the matchup between. First, I'm curious to see if Rick Carlisle will allow Tyrese Haliburton to guard Shai. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm curious if he'll let that matchup or if he'll do what he did with Brunson, which is because he threw Nesmith on Brunson.
Yeah.
He threw Nembhard on Brunson.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that'll be his message. Like, okay, we'll put Tyrese maybe on Dort.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we'll let Nesmith hound, which probably what he ended up doing.
Yeah.
Let him hound Shai. And then once he gave 2-3 fouls on Nesmith, then
swap for Nembhard.
And Nembhard and all that kind of stuff. But because from a length standpoint, Brunson's small.
Yeah.
So you can get away with putting Nesmith and Nembhard.
Yeah.
But from a length standpoint, your best bet might be putting
Haliburton.
Tyrese.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Shai, the type of game that he plays, do you want to put Tyrese in that position to where
he might get in foul trouble? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something I'm also curious. I'm also curious about the matchup as far as who will be guarding Chet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this might be the series for him to feast.
Yeah, Miles Turner, I'm not so sure.
You know
Pascal Siakam, I'm also not so sure.
You know what I mean? Like, this might be, like, he might be a sleeper finals MVP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because there's really nobody for him. First off, he doesn't really have to work that hard offensively.
Right.
Remember the last two series, he's had to go against bigger body dudes.
Yeah.
Right? Julius Randle, cock
strong. Yeah.
Gobert, he big on the boards.
He big.
Right?
Yeah.
Jokic, big.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, strong.
Yeah.
Well, Miles Turner, he ain't neither one of those.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And Siakam ain't not one of those either. So he could finally breathe.
Yeah.
And focus and ain't got to
And
worry about
get some offense.
And all that kind of stuff.
Get some real good offense going.
I think because we saw Cat had success. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Cat was feasting on Miles Turner.
You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see. I think Chet, if there was ever a coming out party for a guy, if I'm Dagnall, hey, they ain't got nobody now.
Yeah.
They ain't got nobody now.
Yep.
They ain't got nobody for you out there.
It should be easy for you today.
This series, there's no minimum 20-10, bro.
Yeah.
There's nobody out there that can hold you.
Yeah, average a double-double. Yeah.
Easy. You know what I'm saying? So what do you see the actual give me
I'm
outcome.
I'm still thinking OKC. I do think they are the better team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go OKC in 6.
Okay.
OKC in 6.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
OKC, I got them in 6 too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Indiana some love. Think they'll take 2 games.
I think they can steal one in Oklahoma. I do think they can.
Mm-hmm.
But it will still just it's gonna be a rough go.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
Moving on from that though, let's talk about yesterday's game. Obviously, if 2 teams made the finals, that means 2 teams got eliminated.
Yep.
Start with the Knicks.
Yeah.
We actually watched the game at your place.
Yep.
We watched the Knicks' demise.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your takeaways from before we get into what they need to do going forward. Talk about
So this is the series overall.
Yeah.
So in the series overall, this felt like New York couldn't. One, if they had a lead in those first 2 games, they couldn't keep them.
Mm-hmm.
Or the first games that they lost, they couldn't keep them. Then it feels like they figured it out a little bit, but it was just it just felt like a bad matchup for them. Where the Celtics felt like they had the matchup, they were ready to go, and it was a wrap. And this one, it felt like you don't match up well at all with Indiana. Their defense was disruptive. They definitely, I think that was my first time really realizing, wow, their transition defense is just garbage.
Awful. Yes.
Garbage. Because there were so many points where Indiana just had a dude who just peeked out, and I could just launch the ball and get points. And I'm just like, that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
And I think also for me, on the Jalen Brunson front, this definitely proved that he's not one of them ones. He had trouble a lot in this series, and especially in that game, it just felt like if Cat wasn't on, he couldn't do anything either. And that makes me wonder, what do you do going forward with Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns? Because I don't think either of those guys showed you that they can lead you to a finals at this point in that game.
So the thing about Brunson, I've said this to people multiple times over. In the history of the league, there's only been 2 little guards, and I use the word little loosely, who have led a team to the finals and to a championship. Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry. That's the list, right? So unless you convince me, unless you're telling me you think Brunson is of that ilk, then he can't be the number 1 player on your team. He just can't. Now, if you go, okay, Bryce, they can win an 04 Pistons style. Okay, cool. But Chauncey Billups is still 6'3". You know what I'm saying? He's not a little
He's not
guard.
Little.
He's 6'3" with some little size on him. He got a little girth to him. You know what I mean? So Brunson's 6'1". You know what I mean? 6 feet, 6'1". He's small. I think the thing with the Knicks is, one, I think the attrition caught up to them. Yeah. Right? Like, I think that, and a shout out to Tom Thibodeau for trying
to run some other guys.
Right. And Landry Shamet, you know what I mean? Just getting them some run out there, giving guys like some breather, like, all right, So it was still a little bit too little too late, because who knows if you would have done that early in the season, what these guys' legs look like right now. But a couple things with the Knicks. One, I thought they were a high basketball IQ team. This series, at least in this series, in this particular series, I didn't see it. I saw one dumbass play after another, whether it's by Towns, whether it's lackadaisical passes by Josh Hart.
And Brunson.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just saw just recklessness from them. I was like, okay. And then, like you said, getting beat in transition, getting beat off a made basket. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be – it's one thing for it to happen a couple of times. It's another thing where you never fix it. You just fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bring it back up.
Like, and you're not convincing me that nobody on that Knicks staff, that said, hey, y'all, after a made basket, get back. They are running. Go. You're not convinced me that wasn't said.
And at any point,
it just, to me, they get on. They hear things. They get on the court. They tired, and it just goes and one out there. They got caught looking too many times. I don't know how many times Indiana got like second chance possessions. You know what I mean? And then they just got killed with the turnovers. Just dribbling into double teams.
Dribbling into traffic.
A lot of these guys got to remember, bro, y'all ain't got tight handles like that.
No.
So why are you dribbling into the lane like you know what I mean?
Like you prime Kobe or something.
Yeah, I'm saying, or Kyrie Irving. Like, bro, dog, like, if you get to the lane, go to the lane with knowing what you want to do. They're going to lane, like, Breeders, that kept happening to him. He just kept getting stripped. Like, dog, like, how many times is it going to keep happening to you, bro? Like,
you not that guy.
Pull up. That's your job. You're not going to the lane and dunking it. You know what I'm saying?
Get to your spot.
Like, you 97 Jordan. It's not happening. Get to the lane, get to the little midi that you like, and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? The thing about the Knicks for me is, I am caused to pause as far as people saying, like, to trade somebody or blow it up.
No, that's not.
Because and this is my rule for any of these teams. You just got here. Okay? Let this exist for a while. Right? Last year you made the second round. This year you trade for Karl-Anthony Towns, you make the conference finals. Right? Take the Pacers 6 games. Give them another chance. Just like with the Pacers, last year they made the finals. They should have made the finals. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So just take that next step, that next progression of, let's see what this team does next year. Maybe Thibodeau has learned some stuff. Okay, guys, all right, this season I got to spread the wealth a little bit. I got to maybe I get a little bit deeper with our bench. Maybe I got to trust my bench guys more, play them more during the season. The way we get to the playoffs, we're a little bit more fresher, right? Also, the East is a little bit more wide open next year.
So maybe he'll have the confidence to do that.
You know what I'm saying? Because we know Boston, won't look like how it, especially with Tatum and out, won't look like this year. I think we don't know what Cleveland's going to do. They're probably going to run it back, but if they do, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Philly, based off health, we got to see what they look like. You know what I mean?
But we're pretty sure we got them. So our only competition is probably, once again, Indiana.
You know what I mean? It's the only team that we can definitely be like, okay, they're probably going to be here next year, right? Yeah. Barring some team taking a step that we don't know right now. Maybe Orlando takes a step. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe Detroit takes another step. Who knows, right? But I wouldn't rush to trade anybody.
No.
I would just give it. Let this, because again, you go back to the 90s. A lot of teams were together for a while before making moves on the fringes. You know what I'm saying? Before finally breaking through, right? Yeah. Seattle finally broke through.
Yep.
Utah finally broke through. Yep. So sometimes patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
And just wait. If there a change needs to be made, maybe it's at the coaching position and not at the player level. So that's, I don't know. What do you think they should do?
Right now, I was gonna say what you said. Right now, just kind of wait this out. Maybe you do. Maybe look around at the bench and see where you could upgrade there. But for your starters, for your starting 5 and your 6 and 7, I think they're fine at those positions. But you definitely need to figure out, was this coaching or was just players just not performing? I think that's the takeaway from this series. Was this coaching or was this players not performing?
Also, before we move on, I just want one more playoff run, one more season to see, just to confirm if Brunson and Cat is a legitimate duo. Yeah. Just one more. I think one more is all you need. One more sample size of, okay, all right, we're right.
Yeah.
We're right. This isn't, or it is. I just get it one more. Because also, the fans that got behind them, don't take that away yet.
No.
They like these guys. They rally behind them. The whole Nova Knicks thing and all that. The Cat, the big bodega and all. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't seen this much hoopla around New York. I wouldn't tinker with it just yet.
Yeah.
Now, a team I would tinker with is the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah. Well, they have to tinker.
You know what I mean?
It's not just would, have to.
Right. So, my thing with Minnesota, actually, I have a different take on it. So So I think we all were quick to anoint Anthony Edwards.
100%.
I think we did it because we like him.
Yeah.
He got a nice personality. He's funny. It would be great to see this explosive athlete guy in the finals. That'd be really cool to see. But I think we saw that there was a canyon, like a canyon between him and Shai.
Yeah.
Like, Shai showed you the guy who's ready to lead a team, and Ant showed you the guy who's just quite not ready yet.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about Ant is, when it comes to, she's a shooting guard, right? So we know what the template is for shooting guards. The last 2 shooting guards who were the best players on the team to the titles was Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. So that's his lineage. You know what I'm saying? So if that's your lineage, then what do both of those? What do those guys really need as far as to help them normally succeed?
A wing.
They need Kobe had a big.
Yeah, a big.
He played off of
Shaq and Paul Gasol.
And Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
So now you got to ask yourself, if you're Minnesota, do we have any of these guys? Who's our next best player that we can rely on? Probably that's outside of Anthony Edwards. And I think the answer to my answer might surprise people, but I think it's J.D. McDaniels.
I agree.
I think that if you're Minnesota, you need J.D. McDaniels to take that next step into all-stardom.
Yeah.
All right, bro. We know you can play defense at elite level.
Yep.
Okay. Now we got to get your offense going.
Yep.
We need you to start getting to that 18, 19, 20 points. Because he showed, especially I remember in some of those games against Denver, he can get you some buckets. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the guy. If he can elevate his game, and if Anthony Edwards takes another step, because remember, he added the 3-ball this year. Right? So if he takes that another step of being more mature and more aggressive, especially in these big moments and not
aggressive, and also just better basketball IQ, like understanding when it's his time to turn it on and when I gotta let other guys get going.
Yeah. So to me, I think if you're Minnesota, your future is J.D. McDaniel, and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Let those guys grow together, and everybody else is interchangeable. Mike Conley gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta upgrade the point guard position. It can't be him.
No.
It cannot be him. Now, maybe for J.D. McDaniels, the next step for him isn't scoring.
Playmaking.
Maybe it's playmaking.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we got Anthony Edwards. We want him to start getting to that 28, 29, 30 points per game. And we need you to be the guy to help him get 28, 29, 30 points per game. Yes, that means
we need you with like 10, 12 assists.
You know what I'm saying? We need you to, so with the way you help him get into that is by take the pressure off of him on defense. So you guard the best player, and B, handling the playmaking duties on offense. Maybe that's the next level he could take. Yeah. But Mike Conley got to go. Yeah. Mike Conley at this point he's a relic. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's not at the museum. You know what I mean? He can't
comes alive.
He keeps coming alive. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not at the museum at this point. It's time. It's just time. Yeah. Right. I would let Julius Randle walk.
Oh, 100%.
I would let him walk because he gives me. I'm going to want money, and I'm like, all right. I would rather just you go get paid by some team and just flounder. Yeah. We're not going to pay you money. We're just not going to do it. Yeah. Right. The Gobert one is the interesting part because he is integral to their team, right? Yep. He helps their defense, helps anchor it. But one thing I think we did see in this playoffs, outside of that Lakers series,
regression. Yeah,
he really didn't impact the series like we thought. He didn't really impact the Thunder series like we thought. He really didn't impact the Denver series like we thought. You know what I mean? Nope. And I think that if you're Minnesota, while it's great that he's there, he's almost like a luxury more than a necessity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can probably find a cheaper big. Like, I'd go out to Steven Adams if I can. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe trade, flip him. I would try to flip Gobert. Maybe the Lakers are desperate. They'll take him. You know what I'm saying? But I would try to get a more cheaper.
Like Jackson Hayes.
You know what I'm saying?
From the Lakers?
You know what I mean? Well, I don't know. We got better than that. Yeah, okay. We try to win championship now. You know what I mean? I don't think it's championship big. But maybe like a Nick Claxton, somebody out there. Okay. Maybe a Jared Allen. I don't know if he's available. Yeah. But somebody of that ilk. We don't need this costly contract that is Rudy Gobert. It's unnecessary. You know what I mean? Also, Finch is going to have to start trusting that bench a little bit more.
100%.
You finally gave Terrence Shannon some minutes. You drafted Rob Dillingham last year. Give him some runs. See what he can do. Maybe he could be that starting point guard. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. That's I think the biggest thing for me is Minnesota. It's tweaking time now. It's definitely tweaking time where we have to build this roster around. If Ant doesn't take another step, then we have to fill in those deficiencies. And if he does take another step, what step is he taking? And then figure out who's that number two, and it has to be an all-star caliber player. Has to be. Right. I think that's what the modern NBA is showing, that if you're going to be a championship roster, you're going to have at least two all-stars on your roster. And who is that going to be for y'all? That's the biggest question I think that I have for them.
And again, I think it's in-house. Yeah. I think OKC is a perfect example of Williams just kept getting better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You know, and I think, and even the Pacers, they just got a elite level wing in Pascal Siakam to help with Tyrese Haliburton, right? So I just think, again, I think McDaniels I think he's already there. Yeah. You just got to take him to the next level. Now, as far as Ant is all right. I know you're young, but you've been in the league since 2020 now. Yep. So you're entering what, 2020, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 25. You got to enter year 6. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, all right, you didn't be into the league now. You've been you're the legend killer, Randy Orton. We get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Chopping dudes off one game at a time. I understand. It's fun and all that. The Adidas commercials is cool. Yep. But all the off-court, I don't want to hear about it no more. No, yeah. I don't want to hear about it no more. If you gonna be that dude, I know he said that he's not interested in being that guy. That's not up to you. Yeah. You don't get to determine that.
People determine.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. People determine that.
Who their champion
whether
gonna
you want it or not. Yeah. Here it is. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's not about if you want to be the face of the league. That's irrelevant to me. Yeah. Do you think you're better
than everybody else?
The guy you're playing against. Yep. Do you think you're better than Jokic? If so, beat him. Yep. Do you think you're better than Shai? If so, beat him. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Because Shai showed to me, like, you know what? I'm better than every single player on this basketball court. Yep. And I'm gonna show y'all this on a consistent basis. I'm getting to this midi.
I am the MVP.
I'm hitting this midi on a consistent basis. I'm hitting you guys upside the head till you understand what time it is. You're not winning today's game. Yep. How many times y'all get it through y'all thick skull what time it is? And Minnesota,
he is good. Yeah.
You can't do nothing with him. Yep. We'll bow out gracefully. And that's what Shai said. Thank you. Yep. Thanks for understanding what Eric. You know what I mean? Thank you.
It took some people a little bit longer. Right. Thank y'all. Took Denver 7. You know what I'm glad it took y'all 6 or 5.
Right. 5.5. Yeah. They tapped out after the game was over by halftime. You know what I mean? They hit them up. All right, done. Get up out of here.
Thank you for understanding.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think if you're Anthony Edwards, that's your next step. Yep. Right. Is to hell with everything. Yeah, the confidence. Yeah. I'm the best player, and I'm gonna keep shoving this ball down as humanly possible. I'm gonna give you a phrase I've been using this since I was a kid. I'm giving y'all unlimited ass buckets. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Until you get it. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to get buckets till you understand.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Michael Jordan did it all the time.
Yeah, facts.
30 not enough? How about 35? 35 not enough? How about 40? 45? 50. I'm going to keep, however many it takes for you to understand what time it is, that's how many I'm going to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And even a losing effort, you still show me.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan lost a game, still gave Boston 63.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just letting y'all know, if a little bit slip up, we win in this game.
Yep.
So I ain't got the horses with me, but I still giving y'all 63.
Yep.
Y'all still can't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I think that's the brashness that Ant kind of walks around with. I need that to
speak in basketball.
Yeah. Translate to the court.
Yep.
Because I think I wanted to see that mano between him and Shai, and it just, he wasn't ready.
No.
And I think that's what this series showed us. He wasn't ready for prime time yet.
No.
But this is back-to-back Western Conference Finals appearances for him.
Yep.
Just like LeBron with Cleveland.
Yeah.
Right, you've already established now. We let you get away with it because you was playing with dudes like
some bums.
Play with a bunch of who he play for. You know what I'm saying?
Like
you play with a bunch of those. We let it slide.
Yep.
But we not letting it slide.
Once you got to Miami, we knew what time it was,
you know
and when it didn't work, we was all like, "Hey,
you know what I mean? Like we not letting it slide no more." So and it's your second one.
Yep.
Now you got to break through now.
Yep.
Now you got to break through. Anything other than that is a complete just a failure.
It's fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Moving on from that, my guy, my Duke guy.
Yeah, your guy.
Zion Williamson, man. Just too much wilding.
It's too much.
You know what I mean? Just go sit your ass
play
down
basketball,
somewhere.
dog. Like you're the ones where it's like play basketball. Just play basketball.
Just sit down. Just sit your ass down somewhere, dog.
And go home.
Like, okay, I get it, right? You get
drafted
league,
number one
overall pick. You hype, you get money. I get it. I tell you all the time. If I was in the same way, I'd be wilding too. On the low, but I'd be wilding.
Yeah.
You know,
18, 19, I'm one of the best prospects in the country.
You know
I'm getting it off.
I wouldn't be wild. I wouldn't be eating like he would eat.
No.
I'd be wilding another way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know
in the other ways,
you can't be, but he wilding like in
always.
every aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He just vice. I'll take it. You know
Yeah. Ooh, destructive behavior.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, bro, put the cake and ho-hos down.
Yep. Stop messing with these chicks.
Right. Put the cake and ho-hos down and stop with the cake and ho-hos on this side. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Stop with both. Put both
down. You got two handfuls, dog.
Put the cake down.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Go get in the gym and relax, man. If people know what we're talking about, a report came out this week.
I think it was Friday.
In fact, let me get the
the actual official, yeah.
But give me your take as far as while I look it up, as far as what has happened to Zion since he's entered the league.
Yeah, this has been it's been a disappointment. It doesn't feel like bust because when we talk about bust, we talk about guys who were high prospects who don't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Zion has lived up to the hype every time he's been on a basketball court. Mm. But it's just so disappointing that it doesn't seem like he either doesn't care about his health, care about wanting to be a professional. And when I say professional basketball player, I mean that in the truest sense. A professional, dog. Like this is your job, and it doesn't feel like you take it seriously enough to where we can invest in you. And that's what's been so frustrating, I think, for everybody who wants to root for him.
I have it here via the New York Post, written by Michael Blinn and Jenna Limoncelli. I just butchered your name. I'm sorry. Pelican star Zion Williamson is being accused of rape by a woman claiming to be his ex-girlfriend. In a bombshell lawsuit filed Thursday in Los Angeles Superior Court and obtained by the Post, the woman, identified as Jane Doe, alleges Williamson raped her twice in 2020. In one instance, Doe claimed Williamson, 24, arrived to the Beverly Hills home he purposely rented while training during COVID. On September 23rd, 2020, and demanded sex. According to Doe, Williamson called her stuck up, and he called her the B word, and she refused to engage in sex. The 6'6", 280-pound, probably 300, power forward pinned plaintiff down on the bed with her hands behind her back and essayed her. Williamson is alleged to have taken her phone and choked her for talking too much afterward. What in the Trevor Bauer? A second claim of sexual assault occurred during the following month, in which Doe spoke of potentially visiting a friend, leading Williamson to have allegedly picked her up, threw her down to the ground, and pinned her shoulders down so she could not move, and then he repeatedly, violently assaulted her, plaintiff, in multiple ways. She says he then took her phone and computer so could not contact anyone to secure a ride elsewhere, report the assault, or seek medical care. ESPN reported the accusers seeking anywhere from $18 million to $50 million. In a statement provided to the Post, Williamson denied the allegation through his legal reps, and this is what Williams stated. We take these allegations with the utmost seriousness, and we unequivocally deny them, his reps said. The allegations contained in the complaint are categorically false and reckless. This is the plaintiff's third set of attorneys. This appears to be an attempt to exploit a professional athlete driven by a financial motive rather than any legitimate grievance. Williamson acknowledged a consensual casual relationship with Doe and that she only began demanding millions of dollars after their time together ended. He intends to file a counterclaim against Doe and will seek significant damages for this defamatory lawsuit. While these allegations are false, we recognize the seriousness of the claims and welcome the opportunity to prove the truth in court, his rep said. We are confident that the legal process will expose the truth and fully vindicate Mr. Williamson.
Well, I will say this. I hope if this didn't happen, I do hope that he does go to court then, because I think that's the only way to kind of save his career. Because if he settles, no matter what happens, it looks bad. Even if you didn't do anything, if you settle, civil, it's civil. But if he settles, it just looks bad. So he has to take this to court. He has to prove that I did not do anything, and that gives him some grace.
Right.
But he's running out of it. He is really running out of grace from a lot of people, I think. If at any point, like there's things that come out that he didn't do any of this, he's done. He's 100% done, unfortunately.
With some of these guys, man, it's like it feels like a cycle of just on repeat, right? Same situation, different face.
Yep.
You know, when you get to the league, right, you got to know what type of environment you're getting yourself into, right? You got to know the women you're surrounding yourself with and who the people you're around, right? People make fun of Jaden Daniels' mom. There's a reason why she's playing defense.
Yo, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She's trying to make sure her son succeeds.
Right. Like, I know we was joking off air about the new phrase around social media, my ball. She might, it may be our ball, but I built the ball.
Yeah. So I get to determine who gets to play with the ball.
Right. You know what I mean? So as far as I'm concerned, until I think you're worthy of it, it's going to stay on the shelf.
Yeah.
In the package.
In a glass case.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Signed my name.
Right. With a lock code on it, you know what I'm saying? And laser wire, you gotta get through to get to the ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just
it's a Mission Impossible.
Right,
shit.
you know what I mean? Right. I'm not just letting anybody this is a very special, and I think a lot of guys. And first of all, let's not misconstrue things. Wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
If you did anything wrong, then you deserve to be punished for it to the utmost of the law, right? However, if you didn't do anything, then you got yourself, okay, how did I get myself in this position?
Yep.
Right? You got to start thinking about the people you're surrounding yourself
100%,
with.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you also got to recognize who you are.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's just say I'm in a relationship with a young lady, right? And I'm of their ilk.
Yeah.
And let's just say in my mind, it's a fling.
Yeah.
It's just something serious. But in her mind, maybe it's more.
Yeah.
Or it's like I'm dating a celebrity. Oh, my God. Like, this would be my opportunity to come up. You got to be smart about this, right? Meaning, you got to make sure.
Oh, you have to act like the superstars act.
Yeah.
NDAs galore. You know what? When no phones, no this, no that, and you signed it. It's here in legal writing. So if you try to say anything,
and people may not like what I'm about to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Make sure that first of all, make sure they're aware that it's just casual.
Yeah.
But also, why they with you? Treat them like they with you.
Yeah.
Take care of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Like, hey, that way you won't. I hate to say it, but when you got that, when those are the rules. We get to that ilk. That's just how it is sometimes. Yeah. You know what? Hey, shorty. Hey, you know what? I got you.
Yeah.
Her. Just hey.
Hair done, nails done, everything did.
You know what I mean? Hey, don't worry. I got you.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. Look, I paid off her. So when they leave, they feel like they had a good time.
Yeah.
Had a great experience. He's a great guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He held me down, threw me some cash my way. Like it was cool. We had fun. Got the jet set, travel. It was cool.
Yep.
Had a great time. I got nothing. You know, because there's some dudes who been in the league for 15, 20, some years, ain't never had an issue.
Yep.
You telling me
and doing the same thing Zion did.
Doing the same thing Zion doing, but they smart.
Yep.
And this is also where veterans need to come into play.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his veteran is C.J. McCollum, and he actually strikes me as a dude who probably
gets down.
No, who hasn't done anything.
Yeah, got you.
So
yeah.
But like the veterans who like dabble, you know what I mean?
Who move?
You need both veterans. You need the
the bow tie. He's a great influence guy. You also need the guy who is a little wild but moves smart.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, you might want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, not tonight.
You know, right. You know, you need one of those,
Yeah.
right? Maybe like a Matt Barnes type of guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need one of those guys who kind of like let you know, all right, man, if you're gonna move like this, you gotta do this.
Yep.
Comes to territory, part of the game.
Yep.
If you're gonna play the game, know the rules.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
And it feels like Zion just don't know the rules of the game that he signed up for.
Yep.
Right? He didn't read the Jumanji rules.
Nope.
So now we gotta finish this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gotta play the
Now we gotta finish the game.
Gotta finish the game now. Because you didn't read the rule. You didn't
Yep.
read that. Now
you
we
could just stop playing.
Right. So, you know, I hope this is false.
I do too.
You know, but I don't know, man. He already has a bad public perception.
Yeah.
It just makes it even worse.
Yep.
Last thing, speaking of public perception, Stefon Diggs.
Yeah.
You know,
Out on the boat.
Now, this is an interesting one because
people got upset.
So, okay, if you don't know what we're talking about, Stefon Diggs, wide receiver for the New England Patriots, signed a big deal this offseason.
Yep.
Was on a boat.
Yep.
Now, the woman he's seeing right now, I don't know if they're dating. I don't know if I don't call it this. Cardi B.
Yeah.
She was also on the boat. Now,
also on the boat.
Yeah. Was a bunch of other women.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I will say this. He already was winning from a racial standpoint.
Yeah.
You know? He had a bunch of balls out there. Yeah. You remember PE? Where the coach just had the bag of
the bag of basketballs,
that was,
bro.
That was stuff I did when he got on the boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he just had a bag of, you know what I mean? He had a bag of Wilsons just in his hand. You know what I mean? And he just, you know, he was like, I guess I'll play with this one. Let me test this one out. You know what I mean? This one need a little bit more air in it. You know?
Yeah, well, it's an outdoor ball.
So he out there chilling on the boat, having fun, having a good time, surrounded by a bunch of women. And there's you know, somebody's filming him and all that. And to be fair, people saying like, why is the phone out? The phone appeared to be right in his face.
Yeah, he didn't care.
He didn't care. You know what I'm saying? So and then at one point he pulls out a like a pack of what looks like pink substance in it. Now some people are saying is it could be cocaine or 2C, which is pink cocaine, whatever. I don't know. Right? It could be bubble. You know, it could be Hubba Bubba gum.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Double bubble.
Right.
The worst
bubble,
kind.
Right. You know what I mean? It could be whatever. You know, it could be pink sand.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
Who knows?
Right? You know, it could be some sugary
Yeah.
candy. Yeah, some pixie sticks.
Yeah, pixie sticks. Yeah.
Like, niggas still do that.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, Stefon Diggs, he get it specially delivered. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got like, who knows?
Who knows?
Right? But he had it, and it caused a huge firestorm. Mike Vrabel had to answer questions about it. The league said they're going to look into it. And it's not a good look for a team that has high aspirations this season because the Patriots have a very, 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 very weak schedule.
Yep.
Right? They're projected to win like 11 or 12 games. There's a lot of high upside on Drake May, the quarterback.
Yeah.
They made a lot of moves this offseason.
Yep.
Besides getting Vrabel, they took homeboy from Milton Williams from the Eagles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To upgrade that defense, right? They still got Christian Gonzalez. They drafted well. There's a lot of high hopes this season that they can possibly steal the AFC East from Buffalo, who's been the Kings these last couple of years. And this feels like a setback for a guy who's been described as a diva. You know what I mean?
Whose performances have been solid, but it's definitely a step below what he used to be.
Yes. Injury as of late.
So it doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I kind of understand how Stefon Diggs was feeling. It's the off season. I'm not working.
Yeah.
I'm here for pleasure.
Right.
I'm about to have some fun.
Yeah.
So I understand.
So you said when he went to the airport, Ayo, is you here for business?
Business or pleasure? Pleasure. 100%. I get it. It's off season, dog.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
I just pointed to the balls. Pleasure.
I'm here to have some fun.
Yeah.
And like I said, the pink substance, that does look bad.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it's the off season.
Yeah.
What you mad at me for?
I can't do a little coke in the off season. Right. For Lawrence Taylor.
Right. So Lawrence Taylor, he admitted it.
Right. Work for Michael Irvin. Like, shit, they Hall of Famers. I'm trying to get to their level.
Work for Dale Strawberry.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to I'm just trying to follow the,
I'm following the greats.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because not doing it got me hurt. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if I do it, I'll be a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? I think it is much to do about nothing, to be honest with you. Stefon Diggs, diva or not, performed in Minnesota.
Yep.
Diva or not, performed in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Diva or not, before he got hurt, was the best receiver in Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as long as, to me, it don't affect what time it happens he get to the
when that official offseason when August come, or is August like when July comes around and we got to get everybody in the building, that's when I want to see you.
And he's a workhorse, by the way.
Yeah.
Stefon Diggs, I've been following him for a year, primarily because on the fashion side, he's in fashion. But he's a guy who lives in the training constantly working on his craft and all that, always in shape. You know what I'm saying? We've never questioned his want and his desire.
Yeah.
In fact, there have been times where it felt like
he wanted a little too much.
A little bit too much. Like he couldn't reel it in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Always blame him for how he set the tone for his last season in Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can make an argument if I'm going to be not hypocritical. He's kind of you got to know how you are as a personality and the type of command you have.
Yeah.
Because you can't set the tone, right?
Yep.
Because it can't come off as, what are we doing, bro?
Yeah.
Are you taking this seriously? You know what I'm saying? So I do got to give him a little bit of backlash for that.
Yeah.
Because I do think that he set the tone badly for his last season in Buffalo.
Yeah. And
I will always blame for him how he got the start he just got them off to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's still in May.
Yeah.
Like, relax.
Chill.
You know what I'm saying? Just relax. Like,
I'll be there.
He'll be there. And New England talking about, they report came out that it's on the table to cut him and bring in who?
Yeah. Facts.
And bring in who? Who you gonna get?
Who you got? Cause
you can't, because we just saw what the offense looked like last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all the receivers who could be moved, right?
Yep.
Debo got moved.
Yep.
DK got moved. Pickens got moved. So he gonna try to go. You gonna try to steal, I don't know, Jerry Jeudy from Cleveland? You know what I'm saying? Gonna try to steal Tyreek Hill from Miami? You think Miami gonna trade you to the individual rival?
Nah.
Like, who's out there at this late in the stage that you think that you can get?
Yeah.
Nobody. So yeah, you're gonna have to take Stefon Diggs, his pink cocaine, and his bag of balls.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And get on that boat too.
You're right. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
ahead and visit the boat.
Right. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think he's just having fun.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be careful.
You do.
Right? Put the phones down.
Yeah.
But if you don't, let the man live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because again, he's never been he's always performed.
Yes.
And I think that matters. And I think that if you're New England, you've been desperate for this anyway.
Yeah.
So just
y'all needed a receiver for a minute. You
know what I mean? You briefly had the last remnants of Antonio Brown.
Yeah. And
then that went off the rails, you know what I'm saying? Before that though, who was your last really good receiver that was worth a damn? Like,
and don't say Edelman. Do not say Edelman.
It had to be him. It was Edelman, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you know, because Gronk's a tight end.
Yeah.
We talking about pass catchers.
I know, yeah.
You know, but, you know, anyway, man, that's all the time we have for you guys today, man. You can follow me at Facebook at Bryce Odin. Follow me on Instagram at Bryce David Odin. Bryce going to tell him.
Remember on Twitter, Bruce Leroy.
And remember, you're here from the Horse and Mountain List. As we told you, we out. Peace.